What is going on, guys, and welcome back to part 4 of turning this E46 into a drift car. Now, if you haven't seen this series before, I highly suggest you go back and watch the other episodes before you watch this one. But as you can see, we've got a lot done so far.
We gave the car a full service. That's everything from the oil, the filters, all the seals, absolutely everything. We had a good inspection underneath the car just to see what we were working with. Turned out it was quite crusty. We also got into the engine bay, took this old plastic rock cover off because the seal was gone on that, changed it with this nice alley one. Also, another massive thank you to the guys down at Ram Air for sending out this Pro Ram air filter. Changed all the boots with that, completely tidied up the engine bay. I'm over the moon with it. The car is looking really nice. We then got on with the interior and stripping that out. Of course, leaving the driver's seat in because I had to drive it to the unit. And being a drift car, we don't do the interior. So as you can see, I'm taking all this out because we have a lot of welding to do. We need to get these reinforcement kits in and we don't want the interior in whilst we're doing that. Then it was on to dropping the rear subframe because we need all the suspension out of this car. We need the tank out, all the lines, absolutely everything is coming out of this car. And as you can see there now, we got that all out. Had a really good inspection of the rust and where the reinforcement kits will need to go. We found one crack, which I'll show you where we repaired it in just a moment. And now we've got all of that suspension out, it's time to get to work. We need to remove all of that underseal, inspect all of the rust, repair all of that rust, treat everything under there, and then get on with the underseal.
And that brings us to today, where as you can see, we have the rear end suspension out of this car. It's time to get preparing this chassis because we need to remove and treat any rust spots, get the area prep for the reinforcement kit, underseal that, and then we're going to wrap line the whole underneath of the rear end section to make sure it's all protected and ready for what we throw at this car. In terms of the reinforcement kit, we've gone for the Reddish V3 kit. Now, if you know E46s, the Z3s, the chassis that need reinforcing, these guys are at the top of the game in that respect. This kit goes so in depth, and you'll see the full process of us getting that welded in. If you see in the previous episode, there is a slight crack, which we will need to drill start, weld that through. Then obviously we can go over and install all the reinforcements. But yeah, that is the main plan for the day. I've got a lot of cleanup to do. Don't worry, I won't bore you guys with that, but we need to get on with getting rid of all the stock underseal on the car, grind that all away. And once we clean up the area, it might expose more things we need to weld, more things we need to repair. But as always, there's nothing to it but to get to it. So without further ado, let's get to preparing the chassis for reinforcement.
The first thing we're doing here is going in with the twist nut wire wheel attachment on the angle grinder. This basically just gets off all the underseal. They're really good for eating into that horrible material, and obviously in this case exposing the rust. And then what we'll do is we'll go in with a different disc, grind it all down, clear the area completely, inspect for any rust, treat any rust. Once that is done, we'll get it in some weld through primer, get the reinforcement kits installed, weld all around those, continue on with sorting everything else on this chassis, and you're going to see it all in this video. So let's get on with it.
Right then, guys, I'm going to carry on with this. As you can see, just need to get rid of all the rust spots, basically get it all down to bare metal as much as possible, remove all the rust so we can treat it, and once all that's done, it'll be time for the welding. I won't bore you and make you watch me grind this for God knows how many hours because I'm going to be here for a good while. I'll most likely now pick up with you guys when we get to the grinding stage, or show some afters. I've got a lot of work to do, so let's get to it. As you can see, we've now prepared for the reinforcement kit for the underside. There is more reinforcement to go actually in the car, which we will of course get to once we're done under here. But for now, we have prepped and painted up all of the reinforcement sections. Got the sections that go here,
here, here, here, and if I move the light here. So Matt is really happy about welding these on. So we're gonna get those welded on and then carry on with reinforcement. So what you see us doing here is drill stopping where the crack is. So basically just drilling a hole at the start and end of the crack so it doesn't spread any further. Matt will then weld that back up, grind it down, and we're making it even stronger by putting the reinforcement kit on top of that again. So let's get this reddish V3 reinforcement kit installed onto my E46. And whilst Matt finished off with the last of the welding, it's time to get it all in primer because we do not want to go through all this effort for it to rust ever again. We can then drop the car down, get on with the interior side of the reinforcements, and then my Drift E46 is completely reinforced.
So, as you can see, I'm a little bit dirty. I don't know what the last clip was, but I'm going to give you guys a little update. I'll be honest, I probably haven't documented this too well because it's been a lot of work and obviously needing to film and do it at the same time. It's a little bit difficult. The last step was the reinforcements are fully in. Matt has also welded up some holes in the floor because it's an old E46. There were some rust holes. So I'll overlay those as I'm talking. They're all sorted, they're all welded in, and we're basically ready to completely clean the underside of the car, seam seal, mask the car up, and then it's on with the Raptor. So I don't know about you, but I'm very excited to get on with. So let's get on with more cleaning. We've got all the rust spots away, everything's welded up, everything's ready to go. It's just a matter of cleaning the old actual just normal road grime off the car, prepping the surface, getting things in primer, and then it's ready for Raptor. So let's get on with that.
Go on, Zach, talk us through what you're doing.
We've got a seam seal now. The floor panel is now actually a floor panel. I want to make sure it doesn't rust again. So putting a load of seam sealer on this in all the crevices that have been welded because you might still get some pinholes. And like I say, we don't want this to rust through again. So I'm going to go around all of the inside, everywhere that's been welded, all underneath, seam seal absolutely everything, which we'll do before we Raptor. And then once it's Raptored, it's ready to put back together. So let's get on with that.
So, I don't know how well you can hear me because I do have the diesel heater going down there just to warm the unit up because the Raptor needs about 20 degrees to work effectively. I don't know about you guys and where you are in the world, but it's currently very cold in the UK at the moment. But the car is seam sealed, it's primed, it's keyed up, ready to go. All I need to do now is mask the car, and once it's masked, it's time to apply the underseal on the Raptor coat. So if I haven't shown you already, I will show you now what we're using. Obviously, if you know Raptor, you know what it is. It's basically a bed liner, but this will dry really hard and it will protect the surface of the car for a very long time, and it also will look very cool. So I've gone for black because the car's black. You can get a tintable one, which is different colors and whatnot, but I have just gone for black. So let's get masking the car, and then it'll be time to underseal.
Now, I don't know if you guys have ever bought from BMW. I did say in the previous episode how expensive they can be, but just for reference, this right here is £95 worth of rubber bungs. Yes, you heard that, £95. But we need them. This car needs to be sealed. I don't want it to rust any further. We're now going to carry on masking the car up, and then we're going to get on with applying this Raptor.
And there we have it, guys. The E46 is now completely undersealed, completely rust-free underneath, and I cannot wait to put this car back together. So as you can see here, and as you would have seen from the shots, the car is completely done. The Raptor actually is already touch dry. Takes about an hour to do so, but it takes 5 to 7 days to actually harden and to become the tough bedliner material, which essentially is what it's supposed to be. But obviously it does help for being under a drift car and for undersealing cars in general if you were restoring it. This car is probably too nice to be a drift car, but I want this chassis to be ready for anything we throw at it, any engine we throw at it, or any turbo we may throw at it. But yeah, I'm really happy with the finish. It looks so good. It's a really thick coat on there. All the arches are done. Everything is done, all the brackets, all the reinforcements, as you can see under here, are all seam sealed, they're all sorted. All back here. It is looking absolutely unreal. I'm over the moon with it. As you would have seen from the shots, Jack loves spraying, so he painted this. It is his unit, of course. So a massive thank you to him for getting that spraying done. Now you're probably thinking, you also saw us take that old crusty rear end out of this car. If you think we're going to be putting that back in this car once the underside looks this nice, currently the underside looks better than the outside because the amount of dust and rust dust on the body, it needs a crazy clean, which I cannot wait for. Of course, my guys will be helping us out with that one. And yeah, like I say, there is not a chance in hell I am putting that old crusty rear subframe, the rear suspension, the suspension we had in the car, back in this car. So you best believe we're going to be sorting that out. But for now, that's enough for this episode. The next episode, I assure you, we'll be sorting that suspension out. So make sure you drop a like on the video, comment what you want to see in that episode, and don't forget, there'll be a new video every single Sunday at 5 PM. So make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video. But from me and this undersealed E46, I'll catch you in the next one.